And especially to understand that these things are not causes of ADHD. TV and video game playing are not causing short attention spans. If I hear this again in the media, I'm going to throw up.
Nope. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to... Hang on, so freaking hot in here. Hold up, I'm stuck. Hello. Hi. A little while ago, I was describing something that ticks me off. And while saying tick, I realized that, oh, ticks me off. Haha, that's so funny. Little Tourette's pun. I thought that was kind of funny. Hey guys, you want to know what really ticks me off? How many of you out there are diagnosed ADHD? Highly suspect you have ADHD. Something that ticks me off is this kind of tendency of people to trivialize ADHD and its symptoms. I don't know about you, but my whole life I have dealt with people approaching me, solicited or not. I had a tendency to not talk about my ADHD nor its symptoms ever, under any circumstances, ever, because people would often approach me or come back at me with, well, everybody deals with that. Everybody's a little ADHD. ADHD doesn't exist. And then of course there were the more malicious responses of, well, you're just lazy. You need to try harder. Well, if you actually tried, you would be able to do the thing. And it's like, well, no, I can't do the thing. But my whole life I have dealt with people trivializing symptoms or belittling my struggles or, you know, just doing what they do. I feel like ADHD is one of those disorders that is very easy to not take seriously. Highly recommend Dr. Russell Barkley if you are not familiar. Highly recommend his books, his lectures. He is like the leading expert on ADHD. Discovering some of his lectures was a life-changing moment for me. I had so many things that sort of just lined up, or things that, quite frankly, I didn't even know were traits of ADHD. I have been diagnosed with ADHD since I was 4 or 5 years old, and no one ever bothered to tell me some of these core features that the disorder impacts, one of which being emotion and emotional regulation. You think that would somehow be relevant, right? Anyway, I digress. If you are not familiar with Dr. Russell Barkley, I highly recommend his work. He has published several books on ADHD, both in children and adults. He has published books that are directed at the parents of ADHD children. There are books that he has written for people who are now adults with ADHD, you know, the little ADHD kids all grown up. He has also written books that are resources for people. I think the title is, I probably am misremembering slightly, how to cope with how to deal with when someone you love is ADHD, or when someone you love has ADHD, whatever. I'm probably totally messing up the title. I will probably put it over the video somewhere. I'm gonna put it right here. Here's the book, you guys. Here it is, in all its glory. Go check it out. He also has dozens upon dozens of lectures that have been uploaded to YouTube. I apologize if you hear my dog barking. She is a menace to society. I still love her though, even if she is a menace. Oh, my glasses are dirty again. Why are they always dirty? How does this keep happening? But anyway, do you want to know what really ticks me off? Of course, everybody kind of thinks of ADHD as exactly what the name implies. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. And Dr. Russell Barkley has stated numerous times that if he could rename the disorder, he would, because it's a terrible name. And I believe he said that he would rather name it something along the lines of Executive Functioning Deficit Disorder, or EFDD, or at its core, ADHD is a self-regulation disorder, and so he would rather name it something like SRDD, where SRDD would stand for Self-Regulatory Developmental Disorder, both of which sound more serious than you've got can't pay attention, can't sit still disorder. Can't stay still? Well, try a little harder. Don't fidget. Can't focus, can't pay attention? Have some coffee. So, something that really ticks me off is when I approach people with symptoms, or I happen to open up, and I've done this even to people that I trust and people who normally have my side and support me, and even people who do fully support me, I still get this pushback where I describe something that I experience or struggle with, and I consistently get the reply, well, everybody deals with that. And the differences in ADHD are not qualitative, they are quantitative, meaning that it is on a range of severity. Like how often is this happening? How severe is it? How greatly does it impact your day-to-day functioning? ADHD is very much on a scale. It is a quantitative disorder. One of the symptoms or experiences that I talked about in a video that I posted a while back, I was talking about my experience with what is known as time blindness. I have been taking ADHD meds for a couple years now. Medication has drastically improved my symptoms, my overall management of my ADHD. A symptom that has been extremely persistent, both on as well as off meds, this time blindness. I struggle so much with anything time related, dealing with deadlines, being places on time, making appointments. I constantly overestimating how much time I actually have to do something and underestimating how much time it takes me to do that thing. I'm always racing, I'm always stressed. It is always down to the last minute. Whenever I report this symptom, whenever I talk about it like I did by posting a TikTok video, I get so much pushback. I constantly hear, well, you're just lazy, you're not trying hard enough, you're making excuses and you don't actually care. You know, maybe if you cared more, maybe if you tried harder, all of which were things I heard growing up, constantly. Well, if you just tried harder, you'd be great. If you just put forth a little effort, it really messes with your head as a kid where you're trying and you're putting forth so much effort and all the adults around you are telling you that you're not even trying. It really kind of sucks. But describing this, people told me, well, keep a planner, wear a watch, always keep an eye on the clock, have alarms, set reminders. And I'm like, I've literally done all of these things. I am currently actively still using all of these tips and tricks. And still, I am always racing. I'm late. I'm a chronically late person. I try not to be. I try so hard. And the most upsetting part is people assume I don't care. They take it as me not putting forth effort. But if they could see the behind the scenes, they would see I am giving more than 110%. It is extremely stressful and exhausting, but I am putting everything I have into trying to be on time, and I'm still not on time. I'm constantly in panic mode. When people trivialize these struggles, it's incredibly invalidating and quite frankly a little bit rude. I don't confide in random strangers. The people that I do confide in or open up to, these are all people who are close to me, whether it's family, friends, etc. These are people that I trust to open up to, and these are often people who do have the best of intentions and still they end up belittling, insisting that everybody deals with this. Basically, guys, there's this stigma of ADHD and laziness or not putting forth effort, not trying hard enough. It ticks me off, this disorder being trivialized and the symptoms and struggles that ADHD people have to deal with being belittled, invalidated, or dismissed. It can have so many different impacts and impact so many different facets of an individual and their life. And to have people still dismissing it or even outright denying it, it's kind of insane to me. These guys know where I am, but I don't like how the controller's pulsing. 0 stealth. Yeah, that would have been nice to know. Oh, of course his name is Ringo. If anything happens to Ringo, I will go on a murderous rampage. Yeah. Oh god. Let's use my brain this time. I snuck attack, sort of.